What's up again? It's been a very, very long time.
It's been a minute.
Man, we want to welcome y'all to the Star Ugly Podcast.
Yeah.
I got my man,
Big Mob.
and I'm your co-host, Tez. And man, it's been a long time since we recorded.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
But we here today, and it's a beautiful day in Zamunda. It's summertime outside. Last time we talked to y'all, I think we was approaching spring.
Yeah, we was getting around there.
Yeah, we was getting to spring. We wasn't at spring. We was getting to it.
Yeah.
And but we here now, and we back, and we proud to be back, and we happy to be back, and we got a lot of stuff to talk about because there's been some stuff going on in these streets.
Yeah, and y'all done heard about it.
Woo.
Everything been jumping off.
Man, everything been jumping off.
Man,
I don't even know where to start
I
at.
was just about to say, where you want to start at? You want to start with the new agenda on the planet with COVID all around the world? How you get COVID all around the world, though?
But you know what? I heard Minister Farrakhan said that Cuba has already had a vaccine. That's why their numbers have never spiked. And of course, a lot of people are going to say that's fraud, and we can't trust Cuba because America doesn't have good relationships with Cuba. But Cuba ain't never did nothing to me.
But Cuba ain't never done shit to us. I mean, why we ain't got good relations after 40 years, though? Come on, man.
Hey, man, because I think they were supporting Russia during that period of time, when it's supposed to be a Cold War with Russia. Yeah. I don't know.
But how you mad at the little guy, but you had a problem with Russia, but now you still talk with Russia? You and Russia still talk on the phone, nigga. You ain't gonna talk to the little kid?
But when what was his name? Used to run Russia.
Yeah.
I forget his name, but he used to run Russia, up until maybe about like 5-10 years ago.
Yeah. Was it Gorbachev or something?
No, I'm sorry, Cuba. I said Russia. He used to run Cuba.
I can't think of his name. I can see his face.
Oh man, I'm drawing a blank, people. Yeah. But anyway, look it up. 5-10 years ago, he ran Cuba, and it's gonna come to me. But he was supporting the Russia during the time. He also sent soldiers to help African nations, and to free themselves and stuff like that too. So of course this isn't something looked upon as helping the United States, and so they put sanctions on Cuba for us to not go there, and it's just no fly zone to Cuba. I mean, people still was going, we got our sister Asada Shakur, she's still in Cuba, and they're not going to release her to the United States at all. They're not going to do that. But long story short, Farrakhan gave a speech on the 4th of July. And he was talking about how Cuba has a vaccine, and they've been had the vaccine, and their numbers have never spiked. And so the thing is, how would this government allow people to go to Cuba, which is not too far from Florida?
Yeah, right downstairs.
Yeah, it's not far from Florida at all. But this government, I'm gonna be real today. I'm gonna be super real,
Here we go.
I can't hold it in no more, man. I just can't. I'm so tired of the BS. I'm so tired of the BS. And so yeah, that's what's going on with COVID. It has spread across the world, and it's affected some people. Or allegedly it's affected people. I mean, they say people who have it, you got three people. You got people that show symptoms, people that don't show symptoms, and the people who don't show symptoms that can morph into something else. I'm not a doctor. I don't know.
But think about what you said, though. If Cuba has a vaccine, you that arrogant that you won't even still talk to the people that, again, they right off the coast of Florida. You ain't even, hey man, listen, I know we've been tripping with each other for the last 4 decades, but let's talk. They got something that can help all this out, and we that arrogant, but we won't even talk to the people that can help cure your nation.
No. That's the disheartening part, is that the United States has it has people fooled on so many levels. And let me say this: I like living in America to some degree. It's okay on a certain level, but then it's got its BS. You know, it's like right now it seems like the BS is
rampant.
It's totally outweighing the cool part. You know, I be watching. I'm not really a big conspiracy theorist, but I do watch. You know, alternative news about you know like what's going on, and you know everyone's talking about Bill Gates. You know, like you know, I'm sure everybody knows who Bill Gates is, but if you don't, he's the founder of Microsoft. You know, and so he has the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, where they have created. Where their organization's creating vaccines for people, and I guess that's what they're trying to pass, that vaccine. And so I heard one of these doctors say, how can Bill Gates, who can't get rid of the viruses in Microsoft and Windows, but yet you want to get rid of the viruses in human beings? It's like, you haven't figured that out, but you want to figure this out?
Right, let's go. I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
let's go.
I was like, ugh.
But even think about that though. The people that got the vaccine that's been tested and that works, which is right downstairs in Cuba, you don't want to talk to. But the Bill Gates guy who don't have a vaccine yet, and it's not proven that it can work without some type of side effects.
Not some type of side.
We're gonna roll dice on that.
And then you know, so I've been doing my research on viruses, well, the vaccines, right?
Yeah.
So they got it as a law now. I think it was during Reagan's time, where if you get injected with a vaccine, you can't sue the company. You can't sue no company.
Yeah, I've heard of that too.
Whatever it does to you is just whatever it does to you. Yeah. And I'm just like, well, who approved that?
Yeah.
And why did you take the power out of the people's hands to be able to litigate this matter? And see, that's the problem. See, now I'm about to really go into what I want to talk about. Is that right now we in a real racial climate. This climate is very unstable right now.
Yeah.
And I'm about to say this, and I don't care who like it or who don't like it. This country, when they found out that the Pope couldn't run everything. Well, let me preface here. Let's start with the beginnings of how did white supremacy come about, right? White supremacy started in the year 1493. You don't believe me? Look this up. I'm gonna use my phone for this one. In 1493, the Pope at the time, I think his name was Pope Andrew or something like that. He decided to give the Dutch and the Spaniards, he gave them free will to go and take over the Americas and to enslave Africans, right? You don't believe me? Look it up. 1493. It's called a Papal Bull Edict. It's called, to me, I call it some Papal Bullsh. That's what it is, some Papal Bullsh. But it's an edict where it came from his mouth to the Spaniards and to the Dutch. Now, this happened in 1493, right? They said Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492. My question is this. Well, how come he didn't do it in 1490? How come he didn't do it in 1485? Why not? Why you wait till 1493 to do this? Because it was a major event that also happened in 1492 before Columbus went on his journey to discover the Americas. And that journey, and what was going on was that the Moors was running basically Europe at the time. And with the Moors running Europe, you couldn't do what you wanted to do until they was beat. Once the Moors got defeated, 1492 was the beginning of white supremacy and white history. It's the beginning of it. Think I'm lying? Go look this up. I'm still looking for it. But while I'm looking for it, you know, we can talk.
Yeah. But it's I feel what you're saying. Taking people on that journey about white supremacy. Well, if you don't know the beginning, you know the side effects, and the side effects is what we're going through now. Even speaking on what we're talking about as far as the having a possible solution to the COVID crisis. You got a country right downstairs who happen to be people of color that has a vaccine, and you don't want to take the vaccine, but you're going to deal with the people who don't have approved the vaccine. That's that white supremacy again, right?
It's white supremacy.
Yeah. We're going to deal with our own shit, even though it don't make sense. And nothing against Bill Gates. I don't know the cat, but I'm familiar with some of the things he's done. But like you said, if he's a specialist in the technology arena, why are you dealing with vaccines?
Yeah, I didn't know he was a virologist.
Yeah, he's a computer specialist.
Yeah, why? He's not a doctor.
Yeah.
He didn't go to school to be a doctor. He's not a specialist in virology. So why all of this?
Yeah, well, yeah. Unless you got some type of hidden agenda.
Here it is right here. I'm going to read to y'all real quick. 1493, the Pope asserts rights to colonize, convert, and enslave. Pope Alexander VI issued a papal bull or decree called Inter Caetera, in which he authorizes Spain and Portugal to colonize the Americas and its native peoples as subjects. The decree asserts the rights of Spain and Portugal to colonize, convert, and enslave. It also justifies the enslavement of Africans. This is the beginning of white supremacy. It comes from the Roman Catholic Church because the Pope is considered the vicar of God, which means he is God's representative on earth, which means he is God.
That ain't God, that's the devil. God don't act like that.
According to their doctrine, he is God. So therefore, if God is telling the people to go and massacre and enslave and take over these lands, then what else are they supposed to do? So now it goes to my point here. He controlled the pen.
Yeah.
He controlled what came out his mouth. It was the law, right?
Yeah.
So once the refugees who left England and decided they was going to come over here and establish what they wanted for themselves, what did they do? They put the pen in their hand and they wrote on the paper. So white supremacy, the religion of white supremacy is politics. And their God is money. I'm going to repeat that again. Politics is the religion. God is the money. And this is how you rule. Because as long as they got the pen in their hand, ain't nothing going to change for nobody else. It's going to work for some, it's not going to work for others. And this is why this conversation has to be had today.
Yeah.
It has to be had today.
Yeah. But you know, it's almost like a pot on the stove, man. It's bubbling.
Mm-hmm.
This water is bubbling now. Yeah, all of you familiar, y'all done heard this conversation one place or another, whereas people are more bold as far as bringing this conversation out. And I know, you was talking about this a little while back over the phone, like me, watching sports, I've never heard them discuss this type of stuff on sports. Talking about racism, flat out racism. And they back in the day they would talk in code and try to talk around it. Now it just be like, this is what it is. Hey man, yada yada. Oh, by the way, Kaepernick, he's a superstar again. Even though they ran him over the codes because he's just trying to stand up for some bullshit that was happening in the police department. And all of a sudden he needs to sit down. It had nothing to do with anything outside of people not being treated fair.
Right.
So now that the whole world's on that page, and all of a sudden they putting him back on the spotlight and they trying to applaud the dude as opposed to clown him, which is what they've been doing for the last several years.
Yeah, but it's too late now. Like, see, people forget. Like, what was that, 4 or 5 years ago with Kaepernick? He let it come out his mouth saying what it was about. It was about police brutality.
Yeah.
That's all he kept saying.
Yeah.
But the media turned the narrative around to saying it's disrespecting the military, it's disrespecting the flag. Well, hell, they got tissue that's made out of made with the American flag on it. They got swimsuits made with the. Ain't all that disrespectful too?
Yeah. Not to them. Not them, you know.
I mean, we got all these. The American flag has been commercialized just like everything else in this country. This ain't no different.
Yeah.
But he's one. But see, the thing is, it's under the Nigga Shut Up Act.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a law called the Nigga Shut Up Act, but it's it's classified and sophisticated some other kind of way.
It's written in code.
Right, it's written in code, exactly. So, man, white supremacy has had its run, and now we're looking at the beginnings of the crumble. Because people ain't standing for it no more.
Yeah.
Even those white people who looking at him like, man, this is unfair.
Yeah.
This is unfair.
Yeah.
That what happened to George Floyd. The brother, you know, it's sad, but it's just part of nature. You always gotta have a sacrifice in order for something to change. You gotta have a sacrifice in order for something to change. That cop kneeled on that man's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, man. He was screaming for his dead mother.
Yeah.
Like, mama. His mama is dead.
Yeah.
But this goes to show that these people are inhuman, man. And I'm not talking about all white people. I'm just talking about people who have adopted this philosophy that your skin tone makes you better than the next person.
Yeah.
When you believe that, you are an idiot.
Yeah.
100% idiot.
But it's been going on for hundreds of years, and you know, sort of like what you and I touch on sometimes. It's hard for us, and even me, I ain't gonna lie, it's hard for us to not point the blame at a lot of this nonsense that takes place within our community. How a lot of people, young and old, act as far as all of this stealing and just the garbage nature. But we was taught to operate in this fashion.
Yeah.
We wasn't taught to operate from a winning perspective.
No.
You know, only people that do that are the people that rule. And this started, you just gave the date back in 1493. The nerve of you just to say, y'all go over there and take their stuff. And while you at it, you kill some people and steal some people and just do your thing. Take that with you.
Take that. We giving you God's permission.
Right. And it's been on ever since.
Ever since.
And
ever since.
But look, one thing about us being black people, and again, it's a change in everything that's happening on the planet. The energy is different to me. That's not working no more. No. Like you said, the decent white folk, even they starting to, hey man, this some bullshit.
This some bullshit.
Yeah, I was looking at something on my phone the other day where this black family, this guy had his wife and his daughter apologizing to black people. Like, we've been unfair, and I appreciated the mere fact that he did it. But I mean, this little 5-year-old white girl, this little probably 40-year-old white woman, and this man, they like, again, when you look at the George Floyd thing, if you got any compassion in your heart, you got to be like, man, come on, man, this is bullshit, and we on the team that's kicking off all this bullshit. Hey man, I don't want to be a part of it. I apologize for everything that my people did, which is what the people that need to make the comment have made the comment. Who's president? My man still be tweeting BS at 3 in the morning. What you doing up at 3 in the morning tweeting bullshit?
But you know what? You just mentioned the apology, right? It's one thing to apologize, but it's one thing to do something after you apologize. The action. Yeah. Because they always just say, well, the Africans, they the one that sold your ancestors and stuff like that. Okay, that may be true. That may be true. That some of those African kings sold off people for some spice and some money and some little materialism type stuff, right? That might be true. Okay, I'm gonna say that is true. Okay. Well, if someone is selling something, you gotta have a buyer. They could have said, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to take the moral high road and we're not going to do that. But see, you know what I'm saying? They weren't thinking like that. We think we about to get some free labor. And you think there ain't no retribution behind this? Look, karma is just like water. It seeks its own level. And when it comes, it's coming. And it's going to be a damn tidal wave, it's going to be a tornado, it's going to be a tsunami, it's going to be a hurricane, it's going to be everything you've been asking for. And I know that's the problem. You don't want it. I didn't do nothing to y'all, but you benefit from it.
And by the way, you apologize without the action behind it.
Without no action.
You just said. And let me say this too. I'm in agreement with you. Of course, it took some people of color, some Africans, to be a part of this selling process.
Yes.
But think about this 300-400 years ago, 500 years ago. When they came to them cats, they was probably like, hey man, we want to do a little experiment. They didn't give them this picture. See, it's easy for us to say it now because we've lived it like the kings that, if it was some kings involved that was part of the selling, they're kings. They don't understand picking cotton and tobacco, working for free. I'm gonna rape your sister and your mama. Then after I rape your sister and get her pregnant, we're gonna take her kid and send the kid to Alabama. The kings couldn't see that far in the future. So now that we've lived it, it's easy for us to be like, them kings is on some bullshit. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure when they first approached them cats, they didn't paint this picture.
Right.
400 years of bullshit.
Absolutely.
We gonna steal their name. You think they told the kings we gonna change their names?
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't get them that part of the script. Like you said, they probably made it sweet. Hey man, we're gonna give y'all all these spices. We got ships of it coming for the next 5 years. Oh, okay. But they didn't give them the back end of the story, which is the part that we live through now, 400 years later, and we've experienced it. Most of us that's sitting here or that's gonna listen to this program, you don't even know your great-great-great-granddaddy or grandmama.
Nope.
Think about that. Somebody came and stole you. You know your name is Jesse, man. That ain't your name. You don't even know your name. That's crazy to me, and I think about that with myself. I appreciate my name. I rock my name with honor. But if I'm being honest with myself, what's my real name? Where do I come from? I can even tell you where to start. But you can talk to that little company that do a little DNA and then they'll give you something. You come from the west end of. Come on, man. That may be true, but I shouldn't have to go through them people. Yeah,
you shouldn't.
Yeah.
You should not have to. They destroyed. We the only people, black people in America and the Caribbeans, and even in Europe who were taken there too. We the only ones who had their minds completely wiped.
Yeah. Yeah.
Had it wiped.
And downloaded some bullshit and impressed your mind.
See, we keep trying to remedy the effects. You cannot remedy the effects. You got to go to the cause.
Yep.
And that's something that's why our neighborhoods look the way they look.
Yep.
That's why we act the way we act, because we are imitating people who mind wiped us. And then when that part of us that's really inside of us like, yo, you ain't supposed to be acting like that. We don't know how to like, you know, bring it in right, because it seemed like it's so rebellious.
Yeah.
To the system that's here right now.
Been taught.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, how do I express myself really?
Yeah.
Because then you might throw on some African garb, you know, but that's not really, that's just for show. That's a costume.
Yeah.
Who you really are is who you gotta express yourself. And see, as black men and black women, we have to make white people feel comfortable. Because if they don't feel comfortable, oh, I got someone, he looks threatening.
Yeah.
So white supremacy is frail. It's built, it's a bubble. Just like how there's an economic bubble, you gotta pump air into it and then eventually it's gonna burst. Like we seeing right now with the economy, the bubble popped. The bubble has popped. And that's why you're seeing 50% unemployment. No one could have predicted this shit. COVID is not the only reason why there's 50% unemployment.
No.
Trust me. Trust me. COVID is not the only reason why. The American economy has been pumping a bubble for a very long time. So that's what white supremacy is. It's a bubble. You gotta maintain the illusion of the bubble. Because all white supremacy is marketing. Ask yourself this question. Why does the world hate black people and we ain't never did nothing to white people? Why? We didn't go to Europe and change their names. We didn't go to Europe and put them in slave fields. We didn't go to Europe and beat them and sick dogs on them and separate their families and change their name and change their religion, we didn't do none of that. But yet, the narrative has been that we're the evil ones. And most black people just want to be left the fuck alone. Tell me, what did we do to white people? Now, there's some Moorish history where it said that, you know, they was out there, you know, running rampant. And I can understand that. But we have not did nothing remotely that they've done. And I got to address this real quick, and we're going to get back on topic. So I listen to a lot of anthropologists try to say that the ancient Egyptians were actually Caucasian. Now, brother, you and I both know a black man and woman when we see one, right? These anthropologists said that they were not black. And I agree with them. You know why? Because no people were called black until 1865 and Negroes and all that other bullshit. There was no such thing. So I agree with them. They were not black. They were Egyptians or Tamarans or Cometians, whatever you want to call them, right? But you can look at the skin tone and know that these people were not Caucasian. But the anthropologists will tell you, oh no, they just had tans.
Yeah, this the new shit.
They had tans?
Yeah, call it what it is.
Well, they tan looks remotely like my tan.
Well, I'll give you this one. How about this? Y'all little homework assignment for you. Like what he just said, you can figure, you can look all this bullshit up, because that's what it is. Google South Africa now, and Google the white folk over there, and watch them not have a tan now.
Exactly.
So, but the people back from the beginning who were really us, because these new white line motherfuckers, call it what it is, they're going to say that, no, they wasn't black folk, they were white folk, they just had tans. White folk live in South Africa now, and they still white. After they become white, when that sun hit them, they become red. They may get a little tan, but it ain't looking like this.
No. Absolutely.
So, but if you could get away with the Christopher Columbus story, though, because we all celebrate Christopher Columbus Day, why not lie? We've been lying since the beginning. Might as well keep on lying. So now the narrative is different. Wasn't there were white folk over in Egypt?
So my thing is this. All right. Well, if y'all built the pyramids, where were the pyramids at in Europe then?
Yeah, but
because in Sudan, which is right next door to Egypt, Sudan is full of pyramids. Yeah. They say it's more pyramids in Sudan than it is in Egypt.
Yeah.
And Sudan is dark in the mouth.
Yeah.
So,
but no, just like the narrative is changing with everything that's happening on the planet. People, you just gotta call. And y'all, it's been a long 6 months, dog, and I really don't have any need to be acting like, oh, let me find. And I'll say something too. This is not getting off topic. I don't want to have to, let me watch how I say this. No, I'm going to say it the way the fuck I want to say it. Because the bullshit got to stop, y'all.
It's got to stop.
I mean, we've been on the planet. I remember when I was a kid, I was like, man, I hope by the time I'm 30, racism is over. I'm way past 30, y'all. And this shit is in the fast lane. But the only thing about the fast lane, the road's starting to come loose now. And they can see it. We got to pull this shit together because there's a different energy on the planet now. So since the energy is on the planet, let's call shit what it is. So when you hear bullshit like that, well, the Egyptians wasn't black, whoever these motherfuckers are, we should get everybody today, these 10 anthropologists, this is what these motherfuckers said. This one right here, he live in Atlanta, he live in Baltimore, call these motherfuckers out. Because the shit got to stop.
It's got to stop.
So now you're going to erase more of our history. First of all, we don't even know our name. At least you got some pride knowing that you came from that region over there. But now they're going to even say you didn't come from the region. That was us too.
They say, oh, well, you have sub-Saharan Africa, and those are different Africans.
Here we go.
the Ethiopians were Caucasians.
Yeah.
Like, I used to date an Ethiopian woman. They don't consider themselves Caucasians at all.
Yeah.
At all. They proud to be dark.
Yeah.
Trust me. So all I'm saying is this, y'all. White supremacy is frail. It's built on a lie. And the one thing about the truth, when it comes out, it massacres all the damn lies that's been told.
Yeah.
And I can't sit here being a man of that I believe of integrity and continue to not speak on this. I cannot. I know it ain't all white people, and those white people who for the truth and who ain't for the bullshit, this ain't about you.
Yep. Thumbs up.
This is for those people who are on complete bullshit, who think that you are better than me because of your fucking skin tone, because some dude decided that he was a pope and that he gave y'all permission to go and slaughter and totally eradicate and steal and pillage and rape and do all you wanted to do to some people. That means that y'all are inhumane, man. And at the end of the day, I don't even want y'all wiped off the planet. I just want your philosophy wiped off the planet.
Yeah.
Because that shit has harmed everything. It has harmed everything. That you are more dominant. And the only thing that makes you dominant is the perception. Because you're not. It is the perception, and the people believe in you. That's what makes you dominant.
Yeah.
I don't believe in y'all. I don't. You don't scare me. Because the only thing you can do, if you send your people at me, he's going to kill me. Well, shit. This is temporary anyway. I'm going to die regardless. But I'm not going to die standing up for a lie. I'm not doing that shit. Nope. Absolutely not.
But you know, Lynn, that's the power pack in all of this, the big lie. If we can get people to believe this lie, which is what the world do, the world believes the lie, and they got to keep that narrative going. Again, we'll go back to what you were saying a little while ago. The narrative is starting to change a little bit. They trying their best to pull it back in because they can see that it's starting to loosen up a little bit because the energy on the planet is different.
It's different.
I just gave the example, y'all. I've been watching sports for an easy 40 years. I've never heard them talk about racism on sports until this year, in 2020. Hell, even when the stuff jumped off with Kaepernick, even though he was on some bullshit, now he's trying to clean it up. Stephen A. Smith, he wasn't really siding with Kaepernick.
Oh, not at all.
Yeah.
He was against Kaepernick.
Yeah, he was against. Then when the stuff started jumping off again, I never said I was against. I just didn't know what was his plan B. Well, it wasn't his job to have a plan B, motherfucker. If his job was to bring it out, to bring it to everybody's attention. Since you so smart, you know, you making a couple of $1 a year. Why don't you be like, hey man, quietly, I'm gonna invest in this cat. Hey man, take this $200,000. What you doing, dog? He could have played the role. Just shut up. But you could tell when the cat on some bullshit. Y'all, we from the streets. I know when I hear. When I first started hearing Stephen A. talk, and I'm not trying to make this about him, but since we talking about sports, I heard this motherfucker on TV talking. He wasn't talking in favor of what Kaepernick was doing, and all he was trying to do was bring some attention to, hey man, they're out here slaughtering us, and these are the people that's getting paid to protect us. It's called the police. And everybody, even when Jay-Z came on with the NFL, made that bullshit that, and we past kneeling. Sometimes it ain't what you say, y'all. Sometimes it ain't what you say. When he said that little bullshit, and I like Jay-Z until he made that bullshit statement. And I was like, come on, dog, you too? You too?
Man, don't let the money cloud you, man. Don't let the money interrupt your integrity.
But it's gotta be totally bullshit because I can't forgive a cat like that because Jay-Z's not coming from starving. Jay-Z's made it. Jay-Z's married to a girl who's got, if not more money than him, the same, and them together they're billionaires. So let me get this right. You need another 10 million? Again, you could have been like, you know, I don't want to be a part of it. I can respect you more for that because you already got your loot. You and your daughters and your kids are set for the next couple of generations. You didn't have to come on and, aren't we past kneeling? I was sitting there like, come on, Jay, not you too, dog. Because I love the music, dog, but come on, man.
That's the thing. We got to separate the artist from the human being. That's the thing. A lot of us cannot separate the two.
Yeah.
That the person that go in the booth that spit the lyrics with over the dope tracks and got the hooks, I like that dude. Yeah. I don't know Sean Carter.
Yeah. Right. You know.
I know Jay-Z, the artist. I don't know Sean Carter. I'm clueless.
Yeah.
I've never met him. I did meet him one time. But that was because I was a photographer at the time. But anyway, the thing is, people, is that in order for white supremacy to be eradicated, that means that all other races have to come together to eradicate it.
Yeah.
And that's scary for the people who consider themselves ruling. I'm not speaking radical, I'm speaking the truth.
Yeah.
In order for things to change, that philosophy of life has to end. And sadly, those who benefit, you will be affected by it. You got a lot of black people who support this philosophy because it looks like it's going to benefit them. But it can never benefit the whole of black people. It can't, because it wasn't designed that way. The system was for us to be on the bottom. And to the point of the truth of the system, we are at the bottom. Dr. Claude Anderson said we control 1/2 of 1%. 1/2.
For the last 100 years.
For 150 years, 150 plus years. We control 1/2 of 1%. So if we control 1/2 of 1%, then the system is working the way it was designed.
Yeah. Again, which is why, again, I don't, this may not sound right when I say this. When I hear all this destruction and killing in our own neighborhoods, I get it. The overall system is the reason why. This shit that's jumping off in our neighborhood, this is the byproduct of the system.
Yes.
So again, go back to what Tez just said, you got to stop the system. And all these people that need to come together, you ain't got to come together with brutal force. All everybody on the planet got to start doing is telling the truth. If everybody start telling the truth is you motherfuckers ain't from Egypt. Y'all didn't build no pyramids. Y'all come from, think about it. If you got it going on in Europe, why you got to go on the other side of the world and steal some people and steal some land? Oh, by the way, you had to steal the people and steal the land to do what you couldn't do. You had to get the people that had the insight and the gift and the ability to build, because you stole a certain group of people.
Yep.
So you went to a certain part of the world that they was getting down. That's how about us black folk. And you stole them, because when you went over, you like, God damn, we living in caves and look at these niggas. They over here.
Now to your point, think about it. Benjamin Banneker designed the White House, right?
Yep.
Now, I'm not a Mason, but I've done enough studying that he designed that area based off the compass and the square.
The square, yeah.
Now, where in the hell did he learn to read?
Yeah.
How did he become a Mason? How did he know how to design if he was a slave?
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Man, we are a phenomenal force talking about black folk. And people that know me, especially white folk, y'all know I'm not on no bullshit. I ain't down with the racism, but I know some cool white folk.
Me too.
But if you on that bullshit, dog, miss me. You ain't even got to say nothing to me.
For real.
Cause I'm not about it. I ain't got the energy for it. I just don't.
Nope.
And it's just time for us, everybody on the planet, to quit pretending. And like you said, just because this system is winning, even when the foreigners come over here, you even have Hispanics that don't like to speak to blacks.
Yep. They think they better.
Yeah. And you gotta get this pep talk when you first coming over here, because how is it that the Hispanics act just like the Chinese, they act just like the people from Germany? When you see them, nobody makes eye contact with blacks, especially black men. When they walk down the street, man, they'll look at the ground, they'll look at a pile of shit before they look at you. And I'm not trying to be funny. And I'm downtown even when I work, and I'm noticing everybody's reaction is similar. That's not accidental.
I heard a long time ago, I don't have no proof of this, but to your point about, everyone is taught a certain thing about black people, right? I was told a long time ago that by this Nigerian dude said when he was getting his naturalization papers to come and live in America, they showed him a video of Menace to Society where black people was in the hood and killing each other, and how they talk to people, how they talk to their women, and then like, y'all don't want to associate with them. You could go into their neighborhoods and get their money, but don't associate with them because they savages. Now, I'm gonna say this: as long as we keep perpetuating that stereotype and that image, we ain't never gonna come up out of this. And I know where that comes from. That comes from low self-esteem. You can't make an effect on the world on the big stage, so I'm gonna do it on a micro level in my neighborhood. So if I'm the big chief in my neighborhood and I got everybody scared, well, now I feel like I'm the man. But sorry, because I'm beating up on black people too. This ain't just an attack on white people. I'm beating up on black people too. You are weak. You are weak-minded. Because what I see most of the time is highly emotional young men, or I should say males, who, if anything triggers them, they go completely off, they pull out a strap, now they want to shoot everybody because they can't control their emotions, because you got low self-esteem. And that comes from your parents or the lack thereof. That comes from a lack of teaching. The thing is, you should want to become a man and be in control of your mind, because you fight here first before you ever get to these. You fight here. The battle is always with yourself. And if you can't control how you feel, then someone is the puppet master. They will control you. They will definitely control you.
Now, everything you saying to me is pinpoint accurate. but you cannot make that comment, and I know you know this, so I'm just talking in general. You can't make that comment without going right back to what we've been talking about all along, which is the system. Again, what you just described is what I just said. It's a byproduct of the system.
Yeah.
The reason why I can say that without hesitation, because I, of course, and this cat, of course, we used to be 12, 15, and 20. We didn't act like this.
No.
Where all this bullshit come from? And again, we come from, I even heard other cats that I don't know make this comment before. We street cats. I know when shit would jump off on the street, and if you had beef with dude, when Miss Johnson them walking down the street, everything got to stop until Miss Johnson them and the kids go in the house. If you got a problem with that dude, you got a problem with that dude.
Yep.
You don't come in the neighborhood just spraying the neighborhood and you hope that you hit that dude, you missed him and hit 5 other people, they're going to get rid of you. So again, where did all this behavior start? What is going to happen when you remove real men out the neighborhood?
Yep.
When you can't discipline your kids. So now if you spank your kids, oh, that's child abuse. Now they're going to call DCFS to come and remove the kids and put them in a worse situation because the dad is just trying to instill some goddamn discipline in the kids. Hey, you looking at the dude that got his ass whooped as a kid. Thank God. And when I got my ass whooped, I deserved to get my ass whooped.
Absolutely.
I was outside fucking up.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Yep.
And when my parents found out, who by the way, found out from the other parents on the block who grabbed me and walked me home because we had a neighborhood.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It was a neighborhood where Miss whoever saw me, Marvin, I know your parents ain't, and they, come on, they walked me, I'm like, all the way walking home, like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. And when they got me in front of my mama, they didn't let my shirt go. Here you go, goddamn, here you go. And I was fucking up, so now I gotta come in the house, get a whooping, then I'm on punishment for a couple of days.
Right.
Guess what? I don't want to be on punishment. Guess what? The whooping and the punishment made me, let me quit fucking up. So when you take that ammo from me, and now I can't discipline my kids, so now the discipline part is gonna come when the police come, and y'all see what happened when the police come, you see what happened with George Floyd. Again, all this sugarcoating shit and not calling it what it is. One thing about everybody, it's a different energy on the planet. Call this shit what it is. It's bullshit.
Bullshit.
All these subtitles and let's use our good vocabulary. Call that shit what it's bullshit. How you trying to find some good words to describe some bullshit, dog?
I was just watching this documentary on the OWN channel about dark-skinned girls and light-skinned girls, right? So, you know, colorism. Colorism comes from slavery, as we know.
Yeah.
And instead of people calling it what it is, they're trying to use this proper English and scholarship to define what's going on. Right. Instead of just saying what it is. These white people was on bullshit with us, and we still on the same bullshit because the system around us is enforcing the bullshit.
Yeah. And the few people that's winning, or under the illusion that they're winning, you ain't gotta say it like that.
No, I gotta say it like that.
Yeah.
Because it's bullshit.
Yeah.
First of all, whatever color a woman is, I don't give a damn. I like all shades. I'm not into white girls. Let me put that out there. I ain't got nothing against white girls. I don't find y'all attractive. That's just me personally.
Let me clean it up for you. He just prefers his own kind.
Yes, I like my own kind.
Yeah.
So, but I don't care if you high yellow to blue black. I like you once I talk to you and I see you got character.
Yeah.
You got integrity. You responsible. You carry yourself with a certain kind of demeanor that's womanly. I love that. I don't care if you yellow, high yellow, or blue black. All in between the spectrum, because it's about character to me. It ain't about how dark you are or how light you are, because that shit don't matter. And if it does matter, that's because somebody done implanted the bullshit in your brain and told you that the darker you are, the uglier you are. And that's bullshit. 100% bullshit.
And that bullshit work, because I done seen girls back in the day when we were coming up, they didn't want the dark skinned dog, they want the white dog. And I used to be like, wow. And I'm a young cat, because you start to hear this conversation and they don't know their little kid, Mama, I don't want that dog ugly. Wow. And the sad part about it, the parent wouldn't even correct the kid. Like, baby, don't say that. That dog look just like you. No, you beautiful. They should have went on that page, but here we go again. When you're a byproduct of the system and you don't have the wordplay to correct your daughter, here go another generation thinking that real being dark is ugly. Because back in the day, when we were coming up, when they made dogs, it wasn't like this new age dog where they were more caramel color. Them dogs back in the day was a little dark. So a lot of them black girls, they didn't want them dark dogs. They wanted the little white dogs. And they wouldn't make the dogs white. They'd make more of the white dogs more with a little tan to them. So the girl, I want the white dog, mama. I used to be like, wow, okay. I don't have no daughters.
But this is white supremacy. White supremacy has fucked black people up. It continues to fuck black people up. And that's why that philosophy has to end. The system of white philosophy has to be completely derailed. We need to pick up all the damn railroad that they done laid down, melt that shit down, and start from fucking scratch all over again. That shit has to end.
Yeah.
And I don't really give the young people a lot of praise, but I'm giving y'all some props. Y'all are not for this bullshit. I love that about y'all. I love that about y'all.
Yeah, they're not having it.
Y'all ain't for this bullshit. And keep doing your thing. Continue. The only problem I have with y'all is that y'all don't respect your elders.
Yep.
That's the problem I have with y'all. But I do understand a lot of elders ain't worth your respect. I get that too.
But you got to be smart enough to be able to determine who does and who doesn't.
Oh, absolutely.
So when you roll up on a cat, you could tell like, okay, he's different. Hey, how you doing, my brother? As opposed to treating everybody like they ain't shit. That's where the problem starts.
Because I know where to come from. You grew up in your environment and you see this dude getting high in front of you. From a shorty, you see him getting high in front of you. You see him drinking, being drunk in front of you. You seeing him doing all this manner of bullshit in front of you. And then you looking at him and you like, well damn, he like that and she like that and damn, everybody around me is like that. Man, fuck them. I get it. But them ain't the people who you supposed to be learning from. You supposed to be learning from the people who ain't on that bullshit. Because they probably got something to say. They probably can give you something.
Yeah, if you go to them the right way.
If you go to them the right way. Because again, as the saying goes, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So if y'all ready, you gotta you gotta sit down and learn from people who know more than you. You got to. So that's my statement for y'all. Because you can bypass a lot of the bullshit that we done already been through. You can bypass it. All you gotta do is just listen to us and be like, all right, that didn't work. Here's another strategy that can work.
Don't turn here. You turn here.
That's right.
Like I always say, it's just free answers to the test. Because y'all taking the test right now. It's the test of life. So you can learn from the past. Like you said, some of those guys that's a little down on their luck and you may frown upon. If you just sit down and probably sparked up a conversation that mattered, you'd be surprised what you get from some of these people, male and female, because they wasn't always bugs. They had desires and determinations and energy, but something took it away from them. The same shit that's taken away from all of us now. Same system.
Same system. So, again, I'm not against all white people. I'm just against the bullshit philosophy of white supremacy. I'm totally against that. Because you ain't supreme. You ain't. Ain't nothing about you supreme. Nothing. And until black people understand that we are valued based on our uniqueness, imagine if everything was exactly the same. It had no variety. It would be weak as hell. Because the strain is getting weaker and weaker the more it has no potential to become better because everything is the same. We have variety for a reason. You're supposed to learn from other people's culture. So that you be like, oh man, I could take some of that and I could apply that to me.
And the world would be a much better place.
And the world be better. Instead of saying, we're up here and we're the yardstick you're supposed to measure yourself by and all that. You ain't the yardstick for shit unless I'm on bullshit.
But listen, it's 7-8 billion people on the planet. How white folk come in first place and lead every category? And then if you really peep in the game, all you gotta do is watch the stuff that we're involved in. Like let's say for example sports. For example, Jordan. Who the top 10 basketball players? Just using sports as an example. So when ain't no bullshit in the game and it's just natural talent, we always winning. Which is why there's bullshit in the game, because they got to stack the cards in order for them to get a chance. In most cases.
In most cases.
Not all, in most cases. But what you can't tell me is that black folk didn't invent nothing. Y'all Google Google black inventions. You'd be surprised the shit that we came up with that they done bought. They either bought it or stole it and put their name on it, and then all of a sudden you go in and buy something that a black guy or a black lady came up with.
I'm gonna give y'all one person, Lewis Latimer.
Yeah.
If it weren't for Lewis Latimer, the light bulb would have never been the light bulb. Which means the current of electricity would not be what it is today, as well as the damn telephone.
Okay, let me ask you this then. What did Benjamin Franklin do then?
He failed 10,000 times.
They put this motherfucker the palm, but he wasn't the one. If it was, and I know y'all know this, but I'm being a little, you know. If it wasn't for the guy, the black guy that invented the light bulb, right?
Well, he invented he had the filament that kept the light bulb on.
Yeah. So in other words, if it weren't for the black guy that invented the light bulb, because light bulb wasn't shit without him doing that. So if it weren't for the black guy, all that shit, Benjamin Franklin, he's flying the kite outside and electricity, all that shit that had to do with nothing. But you didn't mention the guy that really invented the most important part of the goddamn light bulb, which is why you can see in your house.
That's why you have the internet. And he also helped Alexander Graham Bell with the damn telephone, which means he's also kind of responsible for this.
But wait a minute, who you say? Who invented the phone?
Alexander Graham Bell, but Lewis Latimer helped him.
But here we go again. You just mentioned two guys that wasn't black. They didn't even mention the other guy that played the important role. No. It's just amazing how they erase us out of history. Go back to what we started off talking about. How they gonna say, well, those white folk over in Egypt, they always find a slick way to erase us out of history, man. And it's sad because then what do your energy and your self-confidence come when you don't see yourself in the archives of history?
Exactly.
This is why I said you can't tell me that everything that's winning on the planet white folk invented. Every time you see something, it's a white anthropologist or some type of scientist. Like, nah, dog, nah. And quiet as kept, not getting off script. If we was really doing it right, nobody would be sick if we was doing what the planet wanted you to do, which is going to take this natural fasting and take these herbs. You shouldn't. None of us should be on medicine, dog.
Now, peep that. Now, I think all doctors have to take the oath of the Hippocratic oath, which means
we're gonna lie to y'all. That's what it means.
Where Hippocrates is supposed to be the Greek dude the founder of medicine.
Yeah.
But if you go into Egypt, you'll find there's a man named Imhotep, right? Yeah. So Hippocrates is quoted as saying that let food be your medicine and medicine be your food. Well, if that was the case, there would be no need to manipulate plants and create vaccinations and all this other shit, because we would know to naturally just go into nature and get what we want.
Yeah, pick it off the tree.
Because we are part of nature. Yeah. Human beings are a part of nature. So I was in a coaching session the other day with this young lady, and she was going through some turmoil in her life, right? So I asked her, has she ever heard of this that exercise program, P90X, right? She said, yeah, I heard of it. I'm like, do you know why they use the number 90? She said, no. I said, okay. What happens every 90 days in nature? She said, I don't know. I said, the seasons change. She said, oh, okay. I said, is the seasons consistent during that 90-day period? She like, yeah. It's coming out of something and moving into it, then it starts moving out. Like, right, it's being consistent. I'm like, are human beings a part of nature? She said, yeah. I said, so if you're consistent for 90 days, you should see a difference by the time the seasons change. She like, oh wow, I didn't think of that. I'm like, so if you're consistent with your health, I'm gonna get off this processed food, I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna get more sleep, I'm gonna drink more water, I'm gonna think more positive thoughts, you will see a difference in your physique, which means your health will start getting better. Because the only thing that keeps that health falling apart is the commitment, the consistency, the focus, and the action that we keep taking toward that. You change that and put it on something else that's gonna benefit you, you're going to get different results. Nature is not difficult to understand, people.
So why are we being taught to what we're being taught then?
Because white supremacy, everything has been commercialized to make money off of. They don't give a damn about you. I was reading something where they're talking about cancer. Well, we don't make money off the cure for cancer. We make money off people being sick.
Yeah.
When are the people gonna say, we tired of the bullshit?
Well, I heard the same thing about AIDS. And then you heard the little small chaos with Dr. Sebi. If Dr. Sebi, some of you probably heard of him, if he didn't cure somebody, you can look it up for yourself. AIDS, cancer, somebody from blindness, hypertension, high blood pressure,
diabetes,
and what wasn't giving them no pills and stuff, just giving them natural stuff.
Yep.
All of a sudden, he was curing. The government so cold blooded, they took him to court. Took him to court, and he was. You got to bring 12 people, and he said he brought like 100 people showed up, and they looking at, oh shit, we gotta let him go. But mysteriously, he died in a jail over in Honduras somewhere.
Because he had $10,000, you had to arrest him.
Got locked him up.
So then he died because
in
you gave him some damn bologna sandwiches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
People, it's about that time. We gotta roll.
Yeah.
I know this conversation was fired up.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
But man, we want to know what y'all think.
Yeah.
Please leave your comments below. Let us know what you think. If you agree, disagree, hey, let's dialogue.
Cool.
It's cool. I mean, everyone ain't supposed to have the same opinion. That's part of the variety. That's how we learn from each other, by not thinking the same.
Yeah.
And so yeah, also subscribe. Hit the like button. And man, we this has to be more than just dialogue. We got to get into action, y'all.
Yeah.
This has it. Because this system does not work. It only works for a few.
Yeah.
It only works for a few. And I want to say this. There's a rapper by the name of Wise Intelligent from the group Poor Righteous Teachers. He put up a post on Instagram, and he was talking about how white people have determined that it'll take black people 228 years to decrease the wealth gap. And he said, fuck that wealth gap. Let's do something different. Let's stop using them as the measuring stick for how we need to solve our problems. Let's come together and think collectively. Let's do everything for us. And then once we got us together, then we can step out into the world. Stop trying to participate with them because you're not going to win. So on that note, I'm going to leave y'all with the deuces. But just remember, subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Share the video with people if you found this conversation interesting. If we did something that touched you in a certain kind of way, leave a comment below. We want to talk to y'all. We really do.
We'll be back next week.
Oh, we're going to come back next week. It might be a continuation of this conversation. Shit.
We had our little vacation. We back on the scene. Y'all see more of us.
Because everybody, we just tired of the bullshit.
Yeah. More
I have really been holding it in, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm just like, I'm really working on some shit, and I don't want it to affect what I'm doing, but at the same time, I gotta have integrity. This is how I feel.
And how you feel is not bad.
No.
You're not saying anything foul.
No, absolutely not.
Some disrespectful. Everything is accurate. We're just tired of not saying it. Because it's time for a change.
It's time for a change. And we in an environment of change. So people hate that 2020 ain't 2019. Hey man, we can't go backwards because time don't do that.
Never.
So we can only go forward. But the only way we're gonna go forward, we gotta have more sacrifices. We gotta do different shit. We gotta learn from our mistakes and get better. And if ain't nobody willing to do that, I'm willing to do it. And I know you willing to do it, and it's a whole group of people that's willing to do it. And we can't rely on a few to do it. It's gotta be a collective effort. We gotta create a different culture that supports black people being black people and not having to try to fit into a construct that's not meant for us. So on that note, I want to say deuces to y'all. Thank y'all for watching. I'm Tez.
Big Mob.
You've been watching Start Ugly Podcast. We appreciate y'all. Again, like, comment, share, and hit the subscribe button. We talk to y'all later. Deuces.